So anyways, so she walks back to the house and I walk behind her. She turns into the house. I go out to the alley. I walk down to the end of the alley. And I think, you know, I'm going to go to the end of the alley and look in her yard and see if maybe I can see it in the lower yard, because there were some like bushes in there that this cat would sometimes hide under. So anyways, I'm back there. I look across. She comes out the back door, walks down the stairs, looks under the deck next to the jacuzzi, walks back up the stairs, goes in the house. No incident, right? Next day, I get a letter. Now this is, I think, 6 pages. 6 pages of basically sticking her nose in my ass, okay? John, you've got to admit it. You're in way over your head with landlordship and managing the property. You need help, skilled help. Either you can't afford it or you humor yourself into thinking you can handle it all yourself, and you can't. You're obviously overwhelmed and shortchanging your tenants and driving yourselves nuts. Either you didn't ask for sound advice or got bad advice when you bought this aging and obviously deteriorating property. You may be a skilled plumber, but you can't possibly possess all the skills needed to keep 4 homes and gardens and your own sheds and garages all going and in decent repair. Let me invite you to join in the next planning workshop I run. It may be held in outer Mongolia or in Africa, but surely you need 4 or 5 day workshop. It's dedicated to naming and ordering priorities. Now there is nobody that prioritizes, as you shall see, the way I do. You see, and she really knew it. You seem to have a vague propriety list, and then it turns out to mean nothing at all. Yeah, because I always do whatever she wants. You know, if it's something I can do real quickly, I go ahead and do it. You know, half of the stuff I do for her, by the way, it doesn't get on this list we're about to look at. Your real priorities seem to be yard sales, thrift shops, playing with Excel spreadsheets, which is what I'm prioritizing. You know, it's no wonder, you know, anyway, she just blah, 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 up your butt, and here. I'm without a spouse, blocking off, you know, she talks about all the work I've been doing for blocking off the cats. Oh, where's the good one? Here it is. Okay. Well, let's see, where is it? Okay. Did you hear me scream last night? Now, this is the day after we go looking for a cat, right? Or did you choose not to even act as though you heard it? A lower cinder block, the stairs, and that's a stretch to call both sets stairs, by the jacuzzi and by your shed are both extremely hazardous. You're right, the cinder blocks and the disintegrating wood boards are probably not going to come loose and may fall away but at any moment at all under one's feet. Throws a person off balance. I told you I've already taken a tumble down the stairs. Bullshit. She never told me she'd taken a tumble down the stairs, and she hadn't. By the jacuzzi. Luckily, I wasn't hurt. You know, next time, I and you may not be so lucky. Hope your liability insurance is up to date. Last night, now, by the way, the stairs we're talking about, are stairs that lead down to her jacuzzi. And by the way, I present all this in court. You know, here's the stairs that go down to her jacuzzi. Here's the another view. It shows how they're all wired together to keep them from even being loose, because so they are all in fact one big block. And you know, here's the wire. So anyways, last night I went in search of Dudley, as I related, with a flashlight in one hand. Hello. I tried to go down the blocks next to the jacuzzi where there is no railing to grab onto except the wobbly poles I stuck in at the ground myself. Hint, landlord, it means a railing is needed. One of the blocks had in fact worked its way loose and shifted when I stepped on it. Now remember, I'm watching her when she's doing this. I lost, then recaptured my balance and sat down. I screamed, then I cried. What good is a backyard if I can't enter it? Well, the reality is she's getting very wobbly. Matter of fact, one of her trips to where she relates me this the cancer situation she's in, and which also relates to her accusation in his small claims is we're driving to the airport, and I compliment her on, you know, the pictures I've seen in her house. She was very beautiful when she was young, and she goes, well, John, I just want you to let you know that if it wasn't for the chemotherapy I've had and the radiation I've had in my lower, in all my reproductive organs, which have basically left me as dry as a raisin, I would have jumped your bones by now. And I'm kind of driving along going, oh, Jesus, damn, I should never, you know, what possessed me to even compliment her on her, what she looked like in the youth, you know. So anyway, no way I wanted to have anything to do with this woman sexually. Anyways, I get this letter from her, which basically is her nose up my ass, and she's telling me how I don't know what I'm doing, and how I, you know, it's all about how she's going to tell me how to run my business. Okay, well, right there, I don't want this woman around my place. That's number one. So anyways, the other thing is, the place really isn't, you know, the place runs down into a valley. There are stairs. One of the other claims she makes are that and there are, she goes, and these other stairs in this lawsuit, there was another stairs, but the footings are so small you can't even put your foot on them. Well, you know, here's the picture of those stairs, and here's some shoes on them to show there's plenty of footing. I even had put a rail on here for her. You know, I put this pole up here for her to grab, and right up here there's actually a handle for her to hang on to. So she doesn't have to go down the cinder block stairs. She can walk around here down this nice path and go over there onto the next to the jacuzzi. Anyway, basically what's happened here is she got used to having me as her personal servant like she's in Africa, and you know, I tell her, you know, I got to go do some work for somebody else for a while, and she instantly gets pissed, and she's gonna, you know, she's gonna threaten me to the point where I'm gonna keep serving her at being her servant, you know. So anyways, and she won't put up the money for the damage in her car. Their dog is just keeps peeing on my carpets, and I went, you know, I got to evict this person, so I evict her, and I go to present her the eviction notice, and matter of fact, I knock on the screen door, Mrs. Moore, I've got a notice here I'd like to give you. And she comes over, and I says, oh, what's this? I said, well, this is a 30 days notice to rent or quit. She says, you can't evict me. I'm leaving. And she goes over, and we had been sitting there looking at the newspapers, and she brings the ads from and the reader, and she brings the reader over, and she shows me where she's already marked these places that she's looking into, and she says, I've called some of these, and I'll be out of here in 30 days. You know, and it was mutual. Okay. I then get a notice. I evict her, and I get a notice from her attorney. You know, and this is the offices of Christian A.M. Curry, law offices of, he's up on 52 Balboa Avenue, Suite 408. And, you know, regarding, you know, this office has been contacted by the above-named former tenant who rented the property described from you under the terms of your rental agreement. The former tenant deposited with you a sum of $1,700 as a security deposit. Under California law, a tenant is entitled to receive the return of the security deposit unless lawful deductions and an itemized accounting if there are any deductions claimed within 20 days of the vacating the premises. To date, neither a refund nor accounting has been received by the terms. Okay, Civil Code 1950, which, by the way, I go on one of my trips down here. I go down and I interview. Is this thing still running? Yeah.